Tommy Super informative speech. To infinity and beyond. This is Buzz Lightyear's catchphrase. And if any of you haven't heard of Buzz Lightyear, he is one of the main characters in Toy Story, which is one of my favorite Pixar films. And if any of you haven't heard of Pixar, Pixar is an American computer animation studio that is best known for its CGI animation feature films. Pixar has a rich history beginning in the late 70s, and it now has 14 films with plentiful financial success and critical acclaim. Pixar went through a long process before becoming the successful company it is today, and it began in 1979 as the graphics group, which was part of the computer division of Lucasfilms, and this group developed state-of-the-art computer technology for the film industry. In 1986, Steve Jobs purchased this group from George Lucas, and he used the technology to develop his own independent company, which he called Pixar. So in '86, Pixar was officially born with Steve Jobs. And from '86 to '89, Pixar came out with several short films such as Luxo Jr., Red's Dream, Tin Toy, and Knick Knack. And in 1991, Disney and Pixar finally began their relationship to distribute at least one film, and this resulted in Toy Story. And with Toy Story came Pixar as we know it today. Once Pixar started its films, it found plentiful financial success and critical acclaim. And this starts with Toy Story in '95 as the highest grossing film of the year. It was nominated for Best Original Song, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Original Score. And then in 1997, Disney and Pixar made another agreement to distribute 5 more movies in 10 years. And this resulted in Bug's Life in 1998, which won the Best Original Music and Best Comedy Score awards at the Oscars. Continuing in 1999, Pixar came out with Toy Story 2, which was the first animated sequel to gross more than the original, and it was nominated for the Best Original Song. Reviewer Scott Chitwood said in '99, "As good as Toy Story looks, Toy Story 2 looks even better." In 2001, Pixar came out with Monsters, Inc., which brought the company $100 million domestically in just 9 days. And then in 2003, the company came out with Finding Nemo, which won the Best Animated Feature Award, and I'm sure all of you have seen Finding Nemo as it is the best-selling DVD of all time. Andrew Stanton said in 2003, Pixar continued its run of superb computer-generated features with this jaw-dropping underwater adventure. Then, in 2004, the company came out with The Incredibles, which also won the Best Animated Feature Award at the Oscars and the Achievement in Sound Editing Award. James Berdelli says that this is an exemplary mixture of top-notch storytelling, visual razzle-dazzle, accessible humor, and involving action. This success critically and financially continued throughout the 2000s, and in 2006, Disney started their relationship with Pixar. They joined forces officially as Disney purchased Pixar, and Steve Jobs felt that this was a positive change and productive change for the company. And after a year break since The Incredibles, the company now purchased by Disney came out with Cars in 2006. And in 2007, Ratatouille, WALL-E in 2008, Up in 2009, and Toy Story 3 in 2010. All of these films won the Best Animated Feature Award at the Oscars as well, except for Cars. And WALL-E was particularly adored by the critics, as Tom Charity says in 2008, "The most consistent production unit in Hollywood hit another home run." Toy Story 3 was also particularly highly liked by the critics, and it was financially successful as well as the highest grossing animated film of all time, and it was the first Pixar film to bring the company to the $1 billion mark, and it won the Best Original Song Award. Jay Stone says in 2010, "While the concept has turned darker, Toy Story 3 carries it off brilliantly." So it is clear here that Pixar films have continued to impress the critics over time. However, in 2011, Cars 2 was the first Pixar film to not receive the same amount of approval from the critics as the past films. As shown by very highly credible website, RottenTomatoes.com, this film received a 43% by the top critics on this website, this website's basically a compilation of all the top critics showing their view of this film. So 43% is very low in comparison to their past films. So this was a very big deal for the company. And then in the next year, in 2012, Pixar came out with Brave, which received a 78%, and Monsters University, which received a 75% approval ratings on RottenTomatoes.com. And these were big improvements from Cars too. But however, these ratings are still low in comparison to past Pixar films. So overall, these 3 films brought a lot more money for the company, but they did not live up to the high bar that Pixar had set for itself in the past. However, all in all, as a company with a very rich history, the creative minds of Pixar have come a very long way over the years. And all in all, they've had 27 Academy Awards, 7 Golden Globes, and 11 Grammys. Their commercial success has generally remained static over time. However, with general decrease in critical approval since Cars 2, it should be interesting to see how the critics feel about their next film and if it lives up to the high bar of their films of the past. And personally, I'm very curious to see with what they come out next.